Hello everyone, this is Cynthia of VRAR World. Today I'm at VRAR EXPO China 2023 and I'm now with the Alexis Huille, the CEO from Simfinity today.
Thank you for inviting us first. So I'm Alex, that's my French name, Chinese name, He. I live in Guangdong in Zhuhai. I'm French. I've been in China since 2009, mostly in the tech sector for the last few years. So I'm an entrepreneur in the tech industry, the founder and CEO of Simfinity, which is a company we're presenting today. Simfinity, very simple. It's a VR training platform, VR and simulation. So we are a platform that delivers all kind of immersive training. So it can be medical VR, it can be racing simulation, flight simulation, all in one location. You can see it as the Netflix of XR training, basically. So we learn from the China tech sector, everything is easy from your phone, right?
Yeah,
we wanted to make XR training the same way. So that's what Simfinity does. You scan a headset, you put it on your face, you do your training, done, you get your report. Super easy.
I see.
What we do.
Yeah, that's great. And thanks for the introduction. So could you also tell us a little bit more of the new products you are working on right now?
Okay, sure. So a lot of people know us in China in the medical sector, because that's where we started from.
Exactly.
Yes, so it's a great sector, but like we believe there's many industries affected by a shortage of talent, and they don't even have what it needs to train them.
Yeah.
So the new products we're adding on the platform right now, mostly for airlines, because you need to train the crew in the planes. We're gonna miss over 100,000 pilots in the next 10 years. They're all gonna retire.
I see.
And it's
a big market over there.
Yeah, a big market for us. Industrial training as well for factory, staff.
Yeah.
So there's also things to do. And more specialized hardware-based training, so VR plus simulator.
I see.
Also for the planes, but for racing industry typically. So we really open the platform to a lot of industries and content. Our idea is to standardize the delivery of VR training and XR training. So we are really adding this kind of products these days.
That's quite exciting to have more.
It is.
To add it.
I get to fly a plane in the morning, drive a racing car in the afternoon,
save
a patient.
Yeah, save a patient. Exactly.
And then build my own factory for
all in one
breakfast.
day.
Yeah,
at your home. Right.
That's
exactly.
what I do.
Yeah, exactly. And then and after these new products, I mean, right now on the market, the ChatGPT is really popular. So do you have any plans to add artificial intelligence together with your platform?
Yeah, actually, we kind of, like our team, they're from the video game industry. They used to work in top companies there, so they follow all that tech. Okay. And even before ChatGPT became popular, our CTO William was saying, we need to explore that.
Yeah.
And then we started to work on it about a year and a half ago, but just tiny experiments.
Okay.
And then ChatGPT went crazy, and then so we were right on time. So now there's 3 ways we use it as a prototype. The first one, very easy for content generation. We can animate NPCs without all the previous work, rigging, animation, all that can be done by software now through AI. So that's one of the things, but what we are more into it because we're a training platform, right? So we want to deliver great content, but it has to have pedagogy value. So which means you need to learn something, you need to get the data out of it.
To keep up with the market.
So 2 things we do with AI here. The first one is, and it's already crazy, we used to have to handwrite the scenarios of every training session, right? So you're a doctor, there's a patient here and stuff. We had to do research. We had to spend hours in the hospitals or at the airport or, talking, interviewing, writing down, reading books.
I see. Well, all the content.
Yeah, all the content. Then design a scenario about what's going to happen and script it.
All right.
All this will be replaced by AI, and we already have a prototype that works. So what we did is we trained the prototype in a specific sector. In this case, it's medical. So we feed it all the knowledge about Red Cross, AHA, the Chinese hospitals, everything. Put it in there.
Okay.
And we can just say, we want a scenario about this theme with this patient. That's it.
That's fantastic.
And it will build
all
up the whole
books
thing.
are there.
And the even better thing, because in VR we can know everything you do, what you look at, what you're doing with your hands. So all that is collected as data points. And then now we are able to give you a grade, so to assess your performance without any pre-scripting or rules. So let me explain. Before, when we had a medical training, right, then we would have to write a series of rules. Like, let's say, you have to do surgery on the patient. If you cut the wrong location, then you get points. But all this had to be coded. But now we don't have to, because the AI can just look at what you do, refer to the standards, cross-match it, give you a grade.
Oh, perfect.
And all that in a few seconds. So that's a lot of work.
So you don't need to
preset the rules.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't prescript anything. Of course, you have to control the output, but so far the results are pretty promising. It's very crazy.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic.
It is cool.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, you don't need to think about what's going to be the problems and the questions. When there's a problem, the AI will step in and will fix it.
Yeah,
so
and
we'll let you know actually.
But further along the way, because ChatGPT and similar, they're really developing in China as well. We could even analyze, conversations with patients.
Okay.
So typically, the doctor speaks to the patient. We can tell them, you use these words. It's a bit harsh. This is a big issue here. Sometimes they always say doctors, they're healthy people.
Yeah.
And patient, they're not healthy because they come in here.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's always we're not at the same level.
Yeah, right.
And the doctors can be pretty straightforward, like, hi, you got cancer.
That's
so we
great.
need to train them for empathy as well. And this is very good because the AI can detect, if you use the right thing.
The right word. Yeah. So they can tell what's exactly the patient want to hear.
Which is almost scary, but it's interesting.
Yeah, exactly. But that's actually pretty nice. So I'm looking forward to the platform with the artificial intelligence. And then when you're doing the business like here in China for several years, how do you see the Chinese market with the VRAR training in the VRAR training industry?
So in general, I mean, I've been in China since 2009. So it means when I landed in China, I had a Nokia phone and I was sending text messages. And a few years later, I was buying stuff on Taobao from my mobile phone, right?
Yeah,
so
did you see all the big changes
crazy.
in the last...
I saw the birth of Taobao, Alipay, Didi Dacha, Meituan, everything. My life digitalized as your life did.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone goes crazy, right? And when I go back home, it's really strange for me. It's like I go back 20 years.
I see.
Generally, I see the industry is very active.
Okay.
The quality of the solution is getting really, really good.
I see.
Same in Beijing last week. I met with great tech companies doing AR, VR. So overall, I would say the West is a bit more advanced when it comes to the VR training sector. But as usual, China is catching fast.
Okay.
And usually that's the way it works, right? So we start here at the West, China is taking it easy, and then just skyrockets through everyone else. So that's what's going to happen. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm not going anywhere. There's a great future for VR training. I mean, we have 1.3 plus billion people. They need to be trained.
Yeah.
We don't have enough teachers for that.
Exactly.
And the only way is technology. So actually, there's no other solution than XR and AI together.
Right.
And if there's one country where it should happen, well, it's here.
And then my last question is actually about the VR headsets. You were just talking about the VR headsets. We can see on the market there's already a lot of hardware things. So for your platform, what is the biggest challenge right now besides the hardwares? I mean,
so we can integrate all kind of hardware. I mean, most of the hardware runs on Android anyway. Our SDK works with Unity and Unreal, which means we can integrate to any kind of content and solution. So hardware, I mean, I think in China, there's a lot of brands popping around. Eventually, it's going to be the same that it happened during the e-commerce years. So many shops, and then eventually we unify into a few main actors.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, we can support all of them. Now the challenge is to have more content. Right?
All right.
So
yes,
I think this will accelerate with AI because AI GC is getting mainstream. It's going to be much easier to create content. So because for content you need the skill to make it, but you need the experts to know about the content, right? All that will be facilitated through AI. So for us, the main challenge is one, to always put more great content. So we're calling any content suppliers to join us, right? Because the idea is we take their content and we add more features, and we take it there. We have typically cool features, live streaming for any content. So teachers can interact with students over the cloud, so they can be in different locations, no problem. So let's say you have one person in VR and 10 people watching, the other students, they can engage and tell you, you know, you're bad or you're good.
You're good.
So all these features, we're going to have micropayments. So the idea is to keep building features that can be applied to every content there. So which means any great content that we can integrate instantly will get the benefits from the AI teacher.
I see.
So that would be the future here.
Yeah, and that's exactly why we hosted this VRAR Expo China here in Shanghai, to get everybody in the industry together, build up the bridge, and people can share their ideas. And just like you are calling all the creators or content creators.
Yeah, let's work together.
欢迎关注 VRAR 星球。